Does it ever feel like your mood can swing from one extreme to the exact opposite in 0.02 seconds? Like your body just pulls the ripcord, there's no warning, good luck, here we are. Or maybe you are the exact opposite. Maybe you feel stuck on one side every single day. For some on that always side, it's always stressed, always anxious, always overwhelmed, always overthinking. Like your mind will not let you come up for air. For some, the always looks like I am always exhausted, always unmotivated, always tired, always flat. I can't really feel anything. Like the spark dimmed and it just never fully came back online. None of these moods are normal. They're not your personality traits. They are not signs that God just throws at you for fun. They're not bad luck. They are not written into your story of how your life has to go, of how it has to feel from this moment on, regardless of if it's something that's ran in your family for years or if it's brand new to you in your generation, in your experienced lifetime. They are actually a picture of your state. They are a state of your nervous system and shifting that outside of your control. Once you see what your nervous system is trying to tell you, your mood is going to start making more sense. So, most of us were taught that our moods are emotional, right? That they are at the whim of our circumstances, our experiences, the people around us, the situations at large, whatever it might be. Mood is emotional. That's what we have been told through and through, right? But in true straight from God physiology, mood is actually a reflection of what's going on internally. It is a reflection of your state, your fluidity to shift between them all. And when I say shift between them all, I'm talking about your autonomic nervous system, the controller, the Mac Daddy of every single thing that you do, consciously or unconsciously. You don't think your way into a mood, you shift into a mood. Your body moves first, and then your feelings follow. When we talk about what the autonomic nervous system, what it does and how it operates, there's three big pieces of that puzzle, right? So on the first end, most of us are familiar with fight or flight. This is mobilized, anxious, irritability, overwhelmed, go, 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 get up and go, protection, survival, hyper focused, unable to slow down. Everyone thinks that this is a mental thing, an anxious thing, but it's not. It's actually your body prepping for survival, excuse me, which seems a bit drastic, but like on a neurology level, that's truly what's happening. When we look back at how our nervous systems have evolved, we are doomsday scanning. So, from a primitive perspective, it's super vital to escape from a tiger, to hunt for food on the prairie. Now, obviously, the stressors are different in today's time, but that wiring is still the same. So, the things we're dealing with are a little less life or deathy, but our body still elicits that same sympathetic response. The sympathetic response. Then we have the connected state, the steady state, the hopeful state, the best idea state, the socially engaged, the creative, the spontaneous, the fun. Your patience lives here. This is extremely relevant. Oh, not even just for adults, I suppose, for kiddos too. If you have a hair trigger kiddo, it doesn't take much to tip them or to tip you. This is what we are talking about. We are want uh, we are designed to have steady, consistent patience, y'all. Your creativity lives here. Your truest self lives here. This is called ventral vagal state. And then when we talk about sympathetic, on the other side of that coin is what's called dorsal vagal. Dorsal vagal is a system that is shut down. It is flat. It is disinterested. It is burnt out, disconnected, fatigued, and probably a little bit frozen and nummy. This is the easiest one for people to judge. We think it's a lack of motivation, a lack of discipline, a lack of good parenting, whatever it might be. But it is actually the body's last ditch effort to conserve when it feels depleted, when it feels run down, when it feels unsafe, and when it feels out of options. And so your mood, what you express to the world and the people in it is actually the story of what state you're in. And chiropractic has a beautiful way of bringing this picture to life. Doctors Tiff Lauren and I, we have seen this firsthand. We know people don't heal in chaos and they don't heal in depletion. They heal in the magic middle, in safety. You have to be able to move through all those three states. If you're going to train for a triathlon, you need that sympathetic response to bike, to swim, to run. And then you need it to simmer down. Your body comes into contact with an immune pathogen. You better hope you've got some immune response, some I don't want to call it idling because that's not what it is, but that preservation mode so that your body's faculties can run in the background while it's working to actively kick something out, right? You actually need all of them. Your nervous system, primary job. We had a live recently. It was talking about the primary question is, am I safe? If the answer is yes, boom, ventrovagal, connected. If the answer is maybe, we are mobilizing. This is that sympathetic fight or flight. If the answer is nope, dorsal vagal, we are shut down. This maybe seems a little bit simplistic, but it is absolutely true. Your spine is one of the most influential sources and also mirrors of safety or threat. So your posture, your breathing patterns, your spinal tone, they either confirm I am okay, or they communicate that something is drastically off. So when spinal tension patterns lock in, when the body is stuck in fight or flight or collapse, right? The opposite side, your mood becomes this weather pattern telling us that the nervous system cannot stabilize, cannot find a healthy set point. And it is, I don't know what this movement is, but it seems to mirror what I'm trying to share with you all right now. So when people talk about mood swings and going at the flip of a switch, it's actually because we have a state swing. They have no pattern for safety. There's no attunement in the body. So regardless of if a person is coming in with a concern like mood swings, or if they feel anxious, or if they feel depleted, the adjustment creates the conditions in the body, not by fixing a bone, not by moving a bone, but by adjusting the tension patterns that gate your access to regulation and to safety. When your spine resets, your state resets. When your state resets, your mood becomes coherent, it becomes calm, it becomes peaceful again. It actually resets. Mood is in your body before it is ever in your brain. It is not the other way around. Before someone else can see it, you access it in your body. And then the funny part, when we are healing, most people are aware of those changes first before it's ever apparent to us. So when we talk about what chronic dysregulation looks like, it's different for everybody. And honestly, without knowing you, I can't speak to what's going on in your world. It might look like difficulty waking up. This is going to be that dorsal lockdown where we just like, meh. It might be irritability over very teeny tiny things. This is where that sympathetic system is already bumping to the ceiling. It doesn't take much to tip it over. It might look like feeling flat, dorsal vagal. It might be feeling wired and unable to sleep at night. For sure, that's a fight or flight response. It might feel like we are reactively parenting and we are emotional when we are trying to discipline, trying to teach, trying to guide our children. Oh, that's just a state mismatch all over the place. When we look at overthinking, sympathetic, lack of motivation, dorsal, feeling not yourself, this is lost access to ventral vagal, to safety, connection, to peace, to calm. These are not character flaws, guys. These are not just the way God made you. They're actually neurophysiological patterns that we can see and measure. Your mood becomes erratic when your nervous system loses flexibility to shapeshift. If you are a Captain Marvel fan, what I'm talking about is something different, okay? A regulated nervous system is able to shapeshift, is able to shift between those three states fluidly, easily, coherently, peacefully. A dysregulated nervous system gets stuck. Our lens and our work at Healing Touch Chiropractic restores tone, breath, midline balance, segmental motion, giving you access back to ventral, to safety, to connection. So right now, whether we're talking, there's a lot of things we could point to, right? This time of year, holiday, getting back into the school, everybody's holidays are mostly wrapped. But tables are tense. Like people are holding more hot cha-cha, like tension in like the upper traps and the SCMs. Um, like when people feel like their shoulders don't come down from their ears, this is exactly what I'm talking about. It is the head that is pushed forward, the shoulders that are rounded. I like to call this dead bug just because it makes me laugh. It is breathing that is shallow, maybe fast. The ribs that don't move, tension that is stuck in the upper back, right underneath the sternum, right in through here. Sleep patterns that suck. I'm thinking about little kids. Those startle reflexes are heightened. So making them more volatile and emotional. And that actually goes for all of us, for big people and little right now. Brain fog, fatigue combinations, people saying, I don't feel like me. These are actually full body, full system signals of a nervous system that is operating outside of safety. And when we are living in unsafe conditions, that's not what I mean. There are external things that are unsafe, right? People, places. But when we are operating out of uh, survival mode, and our moods are what show the bill, one of the ways that show the bill for it. So I want you to think about how you show up when no one is watching, when no one is there, uh, when it's just you. How fast do you get irritated when plans change? When your wife forgets to change the toilet paper? When you have to get going in the morning, how much effort does it take? Is it easy? Or does it seem like, my God, there's so many pieces to this? How often do you feel like you are like performing calm while feeling tense inside? You know, they talk about the duck. The duck is floating along calm and steady, but underneath his feet are going like 4 million miles an hour. How quickly do you snap? How quickly do you shut down? These are not random. They're not mood issues. They're a state habit. That's all this is. Your nervous system rehearses the same state so often that it starts to feel like you. I've been having a conversation with a gal the last couple of weeks that has said, now that she doesn't have some of like the negative thoughts weighing her down, she actually doesn't know who she is. Probably because she's never had the opportunity to think about those questions, to reflect and ruminate and chew on them. Our time together, her time on the table, the adjustment interrupts that loop by changing the physical input that feeds the nervous system every second of the day. There is no awareness exercise required. There's no vagus stimulation hack required. Your life actually already told you the answer. As much as TikTok wants you to believe and to sell you every hack to regulate your nervous system, the fact remains that you cannot think, talk, meditate, supplement, yoga, journal your way out of a dysregulated nervous system. It's actually impossible. Those tools only work once safety is accessible again. Chiropractic does two crucial things. First, it reduces stored tension patterns that keep you stuck in that sympathetic or in dorsal defense. Without shifting spinal tone, the state flexibility is drastically restricted. Dare say impossible. Long term, I will definitively say it's impossible. Number two, and probably the most important, is it enhances that sensory input from the spine to the brain, which gives your system a more accurate picture of safety, of what's going on inside and outside your body. Better input equals better output. Better output is a better mood. Your mood improves not because the adjustment treats it, but because it removes the defense so that your true state can shine, so that it can come through. This is why people often after an adjustment will say, like, I feel lighter. My head feels different. I can breathe again. I feel like I can see clearer. I feel more like myself. After an adjustment, guys, this is after just an adjustment. What they are describing is ventral vagal access. A regular guy off the street doesn't have that language, though. You were never meant to white knuckle your way through the days. You were never meant to parent, to partner, to work, to lead, to live, to show up from a place of dysregulation. Your body is just asking for a different story, one where your mood isn't a battle, but just a signal, a sign that is actually guiding you towards healing. So if your mood has been low or flat or irritable or reactive or unpredictable, it's just your body saying, like, I need some help coming back to a place of safe, coming back to a place of baseline. That's what healing touch was built on. If you want your mood to stabilize, if you want access to the best parts of yourself again, if you want to stop cycling between overwhelm and collapse, then the next step is simple. Get your nervous system evaluated. Get it done regularly, consistently. Get your scans. Let's identify your patterns and help you reclaim your state, your sanity, your calm, your life. Your mood is not your identity. It's just your physiology showing up. And that makes it neither good nor bad, just what it is. And for us as chiropractors, that's all we need to know how to help you. Plain and simple. I hope this message, if it's been helpful for you, helps you to take that next step. And if you know someone that needs to take the next step, please connect them with this message with us. We would love to take care of you at Healing Touch. So here's to a reset mood, a reset year, to your healthy, happy family, guys.